Well, that ended well. Uh, Alright, so, yeah, Coventry lost the playoff final. Um, I've had time to process it, I guess. Like, it really stung um, when I heard the news. Well, I was at the Sky Blue Tavern. I didn't even watch the match. I was like, I spent most of the time outside because I just couldn't bear to see it. Like, I watched about 12 minutes of it, like first 12 minutes, and that was it. I just like, no, I can't stand this. I can't. So I was just standing outside, and then whenever I'd hear the crowd going, "Hey, go on," and I'd just come back in and to see, well, what happened. Um, but yeah, we lost on penalties. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I knew like the result was going to. I knew that this result was going to be the result. I thought, yeah, okay, we beat Middlesbrough, but hey, Luton, they're gonna beat us. So like, I think that's what I was saying to a lot of people was like, look, like if we do lose, don't take it as like this horrible thing. Like the fact that we're here after. Well, I'm it's stupid me saying we because, to be honest, like I'm more of a follower of Coventry. I'm not an actual supporter. Like it's not like yes, it's my favourite club because I've only been in this area I've only lived in this place for a few months now, so it's kind of yeah, oh yeah, we. What do you mean we? It's just but yeah, I'm a follower, so it hurts. It does. Um, I had a good time though. I had a good time. Um, some nice people there, having a good time. I think even despite the result, I think everyone was like, yeah. I mean, I think when Luton won, everyone was just in a really bad mood and just like, no, I'm so crushed and everything. But it's penalties. I think once everyone has calmed down, like I have, then they'll kind of like go, yeah, you know what, we actually did okay. The match itself, first half, my word, no, that was terrible. We should have been 3-0 down, but there was two disallowed goals, so it was 1-0. Then we woke up, then we got a goal back. And from there, I don't know what happened because, again, I was outside. I just, literally, I could not go. I had no energy. I had no energy. Like, all of the energy that I had, I was sitting outside of the tavern, just hearing for something, and then to just, like, use whatever energy I have to just go up the stairs, see the TV, and then just kind of go back again and rest. Yeah, it's just yeah, it really surprised me how much it actually took out of me. Like how kind of just what the fuck? Why am I this invested? It's like for a team that I kind of only really go to see matches and just kind of do it because I enjoy it and not really because it's not because I have a history with the club. It's just hey, it's a local team. I'm gonna go watch some local football. But watching, yeah, I mean, I guess it still is a local football team, and so therefore, I'm going to be invested in the fact that yes, they are in the playoffs. They are one win away from the Premier League, so but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt to see. Like, I mean, Leamington getting relegated, that sucks. Coventry losing the playoffs final, it sucks. But at the same time, it's the thing is the thing which keeps coming back into my mind is that like imagine telling a Coventry fan 6 years from now you're going to be in a playoff final in the championship. You know, you, like you're gonna fight for. you're gonna you're gonna be a relegation scrap for the first couple of months, and then you'll be on a tear, and you'll get into the playoffs through some really dubious things. Yes, we'll talk about that. But it's just again, there's nothing that needs to be said anymore. Like again, Coventry is back. They're back where they, I guess, kind of belong. Like, I mean, of course, I think a lot of Coventry City supporters would say, no, we want to be in the Premier League. But think about it. Like you're still fighting. You're still at the top of the championship. You're still one of the top championship sides. That to me is just like from where you were. That's incredible. Like you didn't even have a ground to call home, and now look at where you are. It's amazing, and I don't think this result should take away from first of all how amazing the transformation has been from a few years ago to now. It should not. It should not take away from that, and it should not take away from the season either. Okay, yeah, you lost in the final. But the very fact that you got into the final, like that's an over that's that's overachieving. Like you were relegation contenders at the start of the season. And now you like again, I think again you just need to I think a lot of Coventry fans will kind of think about it and go, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Um, I took that. The mid against the playoffs was fine for me. Anything else is an extra. But that was all I cared about. Like all of this playoff, just I don't care. I don't care. Just you go into the playoffs. That's incredible. From where we were from to now, that's amazing. Um, you know, first of all, of course, I've got to congratulate Luton Town. Again, like for a neutral, I mean, I guess I'm a neutral, but like as a neutral, this is a great story regardless. If Coventry won, that would have been an amazing story. If Luton won, that would have been an amazing story as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that Coventry's season was all sunshines and rainbows. There were some dubious things, like, for example, the Blackburn game, where, yes, Wilson kind of scored, and it was kind of a dubious goal, which, like, to some people, it can be seen as a handball, to some others, it may not be. I think that's just because of the handball rules just not being actually. It's not very well defined. Like, it kind of does come off his hand, or like it's on his chest. But then, like again, I'm talking from memory here. I haven't actually seen it in a while, but like from my first perspective, it was like, yeah, this is kind of sketchy. Is it a handball? I don't know, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like I would feel robbed. I understand where Blackburn's coming from. Like, yeah, it was kind of a rob, but at the same time, like, oh, you cheated, you cost us the playoffs, but I'm sorry, you drew with Luton. You drew with Luton. You could have gotten into the playoffs had you actually got another result elsewhere. It's like, again, you're putting blame on some stupid thing that happened, which, quite frankly, I mean, I remember looking at the comment section of that match, that goal of Wilson, and people were saying, yeah, like, I'm pleased for Coventry, but, like, the less about that goal, the better. Like, even us are like, yeah, no, we don't actually kind of like Blackburn are making this kind of image like it's like the Maradona thing. Oh, we were robbed. It was absolutely horrible. No, like to me, and I'm pretty sure to some other Coventry City supporters, it's just like no, like we just. It was just a stupid. It was a sloppy goal that went our way. I mean, VAR, that kind of stuff. Again, I look. I'm not really gonna go over like whether or not it was a goal or not. Just like yeah, like I guess Middlesbrough, Sunderland, and all that, are kind of happy now because hey, comeuppance. But really, it took Luton to get that. mean, I mean, I understand some banter. I understand, it's a thing with football, but I think some things I've seen are a bit too far, like to the point where, so do you actually have a life? Do you actually like? Do you really hold that much of a grudge? Like, oh no, some random thing happened a few months ago. No, it was horrible. It was robbed, and it's just deal with it. It's just. I mean, again, like, I guess it's just like at the end of the day, we watch this for entertainment. We watch this to have fun. Like if you're obsessing over something that happened, like again, to mention the Maradona thing again, I don't understand it. Okay, I don't understand it, and you're really going to get Blackburn supporters like just like still going on about it even after the season. I'm sorry, you're deluded. Please get a life. Please actually kind of like take realization that hold on a minute, football isn't actually everything in life, and maybe you should actually kind of um, reflect. Like you should like stop and think about. Hold on, do I have my priorities straight? Like that kind of stuff. Like I'm sorry, if you still hold a grudge after this season, I'm going to say that. I'm going to assume that you literally have no other thing in your life other than club. Which is kind of sad to be honest. Um, but again, there's a line between there's a difference between passion and banter, and then there's like like replying to a club every single message about no, you ruined our child. It's like my word, like jeez. Um, but hey, I mean, again, Blackburn maybe shouldn't focus on the fact that you were robbed there and more that you didn't get the job done in other matches. Like you could have won the Luton match, you could have done that. Instead, you choked. So hey ho. But I don't want to make this video to be negative or anything. This is a positive thing. What's in for the future with Coventry City, I don't know. Apparently, Hamer and Gyökeres are not staying for next season. They're leaving at the end of the season, which is a shame. I hope they stay, but if not, then you know. Again, look. What I'm trying to say here is that you shouldn't like treat this as oh no we've got to go again, we've got to do this again. No, like just be thankful that you were there. Like that's my perspective. I'm not. It stings that we weren't able to get to the Premier League. I would have liked that, but of course, it stings to lose in a final, especially on penalties. But just be happy that it happened. I think again, like from what I've seen from Coventry, like a few matches I've actually gone to Rico to see. The fact that they're in the playoffs is kind of a miracle. Like they really have overachieved this season. I don't know if we'll be in the playoffs again. I don't know if we'll go further. I don't know if we'll get automatically promoted. I don't know. But honestly, I couldn't care less. I don't care. I'm happy. I'm fine. I mean, again, like even though this team lost the playoffs, like this team still like got us from League Two to the Championship. So no, like don't immediately discredit this team as oh no, they're bottle jobs and all this. No, they're not. They're just I don't know. Like it just why would you think that? It's they took you from League Two to the Championship, all the way to one game before the Premier League. Why now are you upset? It's like, come on, like have some perspective here. That oh yes, we were there once. I mean, come on for goodness sake. I followed Leamington this season as well. Like, and they've been relegated to the Southern League from the National League North. How do you think I feel? It's but again, of course, I'm not actually okay. I support the teams, but like not kind of. Oh, this is a kind of. I support one team. I just support all the other teams, and you get what I mean. Um, but yeah, like again, just don't treat it as like we need to go again next season because there's no guarantee that we'll be back here next season. Like this was kind of a one shot thing. We can never be certain whether we'll be, in this state again, with this team again. Um, again, I just I'm fine. I'm fine with it. This was kind of the outcome which I was expecting to happen. It still stings, it hurts, but it's fine. It's fine with me, you know. Um, and yeah, we'll see what happens next season. If we don't go to the playoffs, oh well. If we do make the playoffs or we get promoted, fantastic. Let's try again next season. That's all I have to say. Congratulations to Luton again. For the neutral, this is just fantastic for them. I mean, think of it this way, right? Coventry and Luton, whoever wins it's a win for everyone. Because hey, it's not Middlesbrough, it's not Sunderland, it's not all of these kind of Premier League sides who just like up down up down. It's something new, it's something fresh, and that's great. So as a kind of neutral perspective, it's great. Um, and yeah, I would like to give credit to Luton fans. Like it's just like how they kind of they're not like in our faces. Like they're like yeah, like you played well. Hard luck. I hope to see you again. Commiserations to you and all that. That's great. I like that. Um, I wish that more football was like that, in which, like, yeah, GG, man, it's great, rather than the banter, just constant kind of, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's just people taking it way too far, and just, yeah. There's a difference between banter and just obsession to me, and yeah, some people go over that line way too much. I'll say this and then I'll make fun of Man City if they lose and against Inter. And, take out the old Alex Ferguson treble thing. But hey ho, that's all I've got to say. So yeah, we lost. It's fine.